Grand Rising fam. There's a sense of nervousness coming through, even though my intention for this is to be of sovereignty and to inspire and empower sovereignty in others. And I know, I don't know, I mean, I do know that this message might stir some uncomfortable feelings within people. And I totally honor and respect that, and just preface this by saying that these emotions can come up. So if you're not ready to be in that space, honor that, and I honor that. Don't watch the rest of this video. And if you are ready to be in that space to receive this message in clarity and process what is being said and felt and intended, then I invite you to listen. I have been seeing posts, and particularly people with a lot of following and influence, saying, if you can, get the jab, is what some people are calling it. Those that don't want to get shadow banned are calling it the jab. If you don't want to get the jab, to go get the jab, people are saying to go get the jab. This thing that people have been waiting around for. I am not saying to get or to not get. I am simply saying to take ownership over your life. In everything that you do, and whatever you intake for food, do you know where it's coming from? Are you checking labels? Are you checking the labor standards of the places that you're shopping at, or the production of the food or clothes that you are either wearing or intaking? And same things go for products. Your skin is your largest organ. At least 65% of what you put on your skin gets into your kidneys and liver. Liver, maybe not kidneys. Either way, it gets into your body. Because it is an organ, it is absorbing what is being put on it. So if what you're putting on or washing your hair with is chemicals that you don't understand and don't know where they come from or how they're produced, why do you think that we are in such a physical and mental health crisis? Maybe crisis isn't the word, but we are definitely at a dis-ease in being disconnected from our sovereignty, ourself, and putting our power, our sovereignty, our life into the hands of others by simply believing because they have a title. Ooh, there's so much more here of the title and listening to people with titles because they have that title. Ooh, that's another video. Sovereignty, 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 sovereignty. If you do get the jab, get the thing that people are getting during this day and time, if you do decide to get it, I empower you to look at the ingredients that are in it, not just the sugar and the salt. Yes, there's sugar and salt. But the other ingredients and what the side effects that come with it are, as well as what other drugs have been used with these similar chemicals and what have been side effects from that. That is simply my request, is to empower you to take ownership over your life, to know what you are ingesting, injecting, intaking. And the same thing goes with television, music. Who are you supporting? When you vote with your dollar, as well as when you circle in bubbles. Who you spend money with also shows who you are supporting. So if you're supporting McDonald's, no shade. And also know how much they pay their workers, if there are benefits, where that money goes to, how they as a company spend their money, and they as ownership spend their money. So just be aware of how you're showing up in the world, because so much we have been, particularly in the United States, have been taught that we go to school, and particularly in the public school system. You go to school, you sit in a desk, you sit in rows, you have a supervisor or a leader, teacher, and this is no shade on the teachers. Teacher, leader, supervisor in front of you, much like they did in factories, that is telling you what to do, is telling you what to think, and not teaching you how to think. They're teaching you memorization, they're teaching you dates and figures, and not things that are actually empowering you. If anything, it's not an education system, it's a now I'm ruffling even more feathers. It's not necessarily an education system, it is a take orders system. And not to say that there is an education that happens within that system and that things are changing. Social emotional learning is starting to be embedded into some curriculums or in some after school programs, or in some partnerships. So things are changing. I also want to recognize that. Thank you to those who are taking those things into consideration, that we need to be teaching and educating and empowering our youth rather than telling them what to do. We want them to be sovereign beings who take ownership over themselves, who take ownership over their actions, their thought process, so they can be taking ownership over who they are as adults versus blaming someone else for the way that they are. Stop seeking for external validation and look for internal validation. Stop seeking external power and look at your internal power. Oh, there's so many other layers to this, but we'll stop for now. Take sovereignty over your life. Be a sovereign being. Before you intake, ingest, inject, consume, look at where things are coming from, how they're made, ingredients, effects, all of that. And just take ownership over what you choose to do by researching what it is that you're doing and how you're feeling from it. So, I love you. You are a sovereign being. We are creating a new world together, new earth together. And I am so excited to be on this journey with you and on the planet with you at this time. Love you.